Welcome to the class. In the Women and Law series, today let's talk about Women's Commission. Okay. As we all know, there are National Women's Rights Commission and State Women's Rights Commissions. They both are established under special statute, isn't it? Yes. So today we are going to understand why do we have Women's Rights Commissions, what are their constitution, how are they being established, and what are their functions. Okay, let's see. First, let us understand the objectives of these commissions. Okay, yes, they have some set of objectives such as to review constitutional and legal safeguards. We all know the very purpose of a Women's Rights Commission is to review the situation, and therefore why do they review? They have to ensure that the constitutional and legal protection available to the women in this country is definitely reaching to them, isn't it? So they have to review it and to see to it that it is up to date. Then recommend remedial legislative measures means suppose they have reviewed and they feel that the legal system or the constitutional safeguard is not enough to protect women, is not enough to empower them. They can suggest legislative measures. They can suggest that a new law has to be made or a new provision has to be made or the existing provision has to be changed. Okay? Facilitate. Not only this, that they found out that there are certain provisions which are lacking, they must facilitate not only by just suggesting, but they should follow it up. They should see to it that there is a redressal mechanism. If there are problems faced by women, there is a mechanism to find out a solution. The government by law has established this commission to study, analyze, understand and advise the government how do we go about it, what we can do in the existing situation in order to protect the rights, in order to empower women, in order to ensure equality. Okay. Yes. How are women's rights commissions established? We have a National Commission for Women's Act which is passed in 1990, which establishes a National Commission for Women. Okay, but there are 29 state women's rights commissions and 7 commissions in our union territories. So these are separate establishments. They all have separate state-wise legislations. Say for example in Maharashtra in 1993, we had a Maharashtra State Women's Commission Act which is passed and which established a similar authority in the state. Similarly in Kerala in 1996 the act was passed and State Women's Commission for Kerala was established. Okay, so National Commission is a body which is covering the entire country, but state-wise there are separate women's rights commissions. Okay, is that clear? Yes. So now we go about how do they constitute? Who are the members of these commissions? Okay, let's see. There must be a chairperson. Now, not only that, a chairperson must be a person who is having enough experience in the field related to women. That could be women's rights, that could be women empowerment, that could be women's sociological or psychological issues, anything, but sufficient experience in the field. It could include even a women's rights activist. Okay, so a chairperson who is having expertise and experience in the field. Now, 5 members nominated by the central government, but the government will ensure that these members are also having enough experience and expertise in this field. It could be a political involvement, it could be a sociological involvement or a psychological activism, it could be a legal activism. It could be a person who is having enough experience in dealing with such issues at an administrative level, anything, but a person who is enough equipped with information and experience to deal with such issues. Okay, now a member secretary who is nominated definitely by the central government, and generally a member secretary is supposed to have experience not only in women's rights and women's issues, but a person who is having experience in organizational structure, such as a person from the administrative wing, generally person from civil service. Not necessary, but a person should have enough expertise in organizational structure. This is how the constitution of Women's Rights Commission. Similar constitution can be seen in the state women's commissions also. Okay. Now, functions. What are their functions? Generally, National Women's Rights Commission do investigate. What do they investigate? Investigate into the affairs related to women. How do women in India live? What are their sociological standards? What are their psychological status? For example, they will definitely do time to time a study of gender profile. Like we all know, there is a skewed sex ratio in many states in India. Like the number of female children are coming down. So they from time to time they do a gender profile, and they will organize workshops, seminars, awareness programs related to women's issues. For example, dowry prohibition, female feticide, and atrocities against women. All such issues, they do conduct an awareness program, whichever method they adopt, but they do an awareness to make sure that people know about their right, to make sure that this message is actually reaching to people. Okay, now report. They do conduct study, and from the study, whatever report they make about the status of women in India, they must report to the central government. Annually, they make a report. Apart from the annual report, they can make any time to time reports, or any specific issue is there, they will study and report to the central government. Review. Again, they will review the situation. Not only that, they will give a report and they will keep quiet. They will review what is happening after the report. Is the government taking an action, or is there is an action coming up? Otherwise, if the action is not happening, they have to persuade it. That is their job. Not only that, some issues may not come to them. Generally, if you have any problem, you can approach the commission. Not only National Women's Rights Commission, all the women's rights commissions keep a website. They have an official website, and the mobile number, address, and how to reach to these members are clearly given in the website. Not only that, the website gives a list of advocates and their mobile numbers to whom you can reach in case of need. See, the women who are in need of the help may not be able to actually go and talk to them. Therefore, these mobile numbers, email IDs are given. But in spite of it, sometimes complaints do not reach to them. In that case, they can on their own, suo motu, take actions, take up cases, investigate into that, make a report and submit it to the government. That if it is a National Women's Rights Commission, they will report to the central government. State women's commissions will report to the respective state governments. So major issues taken up by women's rights commissions are dowry death cases, Dowry Prohibition Act awareness, female feticide, particularly PNDT Act awareness, and making a gender profile. And apart from that, any new case of women's harassment, need not be a sexual harassment, any other kind of harassment, if it comes into the light, if it comes to the knowledge of the Women's Rights Commission, they can on their own take up the issue, inquire into the complaint, make a report, advise the government, and when they take up an issue, it comes to the limelight, it comes to the media attention, and therefore there are better chances the problem can be solved, not only for one person who is complaining, but many other people who are having similar problems. So hope you understood the significance of women's commissions in India. If you have any suggestions, if you need any clarification, you have doubts, please make use of the comment box. I'll be happy to help.